Let's go to Pauline Hanson, the One Nation leader. She joins us live from Scenic Rim in Queensland. Good to talk to you again, Pauline. Now, this is good news for Whyalla, a proud city up there on Spencer Gulf in South Australia. Good news to keep the steelworks in play for the manufacturing or industry base of this country. But how appallingly has this been managed by governments hand over foot trying to throw money at so-called green hydrogen and green steel, stuff that is just not deliverable?
Chris, for years now I've been telling the people of Australia that hydrogen won't work. We're about 20 years away from it actually working, but the government continually keeps throwing money at it. This is the fifth one to go under. The Queensland government just got rid of the one at Gladstone they were going to go ahead with under the Labor. This is Labor. They're pushing this with the support of the Greens. It is not going to work. South Australia is a basket case as far as the cost of electricity. They blew up their coal-fired power plant. That was about 2016 they blew that up. The fact is they only get about 30% of their power from the renewables, and the other they have to rely on gas to give them that supply of energy. They can't, you know, Chris, what I've said all along is industries and manufacturing are suffering because of it. Whyalla Steelworks have gone down because they can't afford also the cost of electricity to run the plant. And this is happening right across Australia. Not only are they going under, but last year 11,000 businesses went insolvent, 16,000 expected this year and 27,000 under the Labor Party. People need to wake up. This is pie-in-the-sky dream. There's a sheer lunacy by the Prime Minister, plus also Chris Bowen, who is pushing this. We cannot keep affording to go down this path because in Whyalla, you're looking at about 3,000 to 4,000 people that jobs are in jeopardy. That's directly and indirectly. It's just ridiculous. People wake up to this pie-in-the-sky dream about this hydrogen.
It's just so predictable, and it all happens in a slow motion train crash. I mean, there used to be two huge coal-fired generators up in that region at neighbouring Port Augusta that helped to deliver secure, cheap power to the plant. That's gone. Sanjeev Gupta, the British billionaire who they welcomed and threw taxpayers' money at because he talked about green power and green steel, well, he's gone. He's taken his money and he's shunted the profits overseas, and he's gone. And now the state government is effectively owning the plant, looking for a buyer. The same party that criticises the coalition for looking at the government building nuclear power stations, well, now the government effectively owns the steelworks, and they're still talking their green energy and green steel nonsense.
Well, Malinakis, the Premier of South Australia, he's now pulled that. And he put up a department paying $23 million for this department set up for hydrogen. He's going to keep the department in place. He said, oh, well, maybe further down the track it may, you know, come to be that we have it. How ridiculous of taxpayers' dollars in South Australia to keep a department there that there's no hydrogen whatsoever. Chris, the whole problem also is that Whyalla, well, there's one other steel plant at Port Kembla, but we're importing $1.6 billion worth of steel from China. And I know of a company in Queensland, and I spoke to years ago, they said they wanted to give Whyalla their business. They said, but they couldn't get the steel in the sizes that they wanted. We have to get smarter in this country. If you want Australian businesses, and if all this housing is going to be built, then let's start producing the steel. And I'm all for, let's put some tariffs on our steel to support our own industry here. We can't compete with the cheap steel that's coming in from China.
Yeah, well, if we had putting tariffs on our steel, maybe the tariffs the other way would work.